in 21st century, you just say we cannot allow our children to even study a line without going to the meaning of it. But it is but Quran that we never go to understand the meaning of it, what it says. The Quran is not for the only Muslim, it is for but the entire universe, for the people. It's a constitution to live the life. Regarding as a woman right, just sum up. Woman, Quran gives right woman as a daughter first. He has the right of property in the father's property. How the brothers inherit it, she has all the property right when she is the daughter. When she is a wife, she has the right to choose her husband, not parent. She has the right to divorce. Is per Quran. All I am mentioning from the Quran. She has the right to divorce. She has the right to inherit the property. She has the right in the husband property. First, she is getting the right in the father's property. Thereafter, in the husband property. Being a mother, she has the right also in the property. In 3 times, she is getting. Quran says that women are men are equal. Only one advantage, that is male are dominant in one part, that is physically. And that is also admittedly the word. My friend, now a bit earlier, she said she's also from the sport. In the sport, you see just one male single part, female single part separately done. Why? The rest, everything regarding education, regarding financial, political right, vote right, everything are equal. Only physical thing, as Quran also said that man is the responsibility, financial responsibility is given on the maid only. Because Quran gives the right of property, she is to be loved as a daughter, she is to be cared as a wife, she is to be respected as a mother. Now being the right of chapter number 4, verse from 3 onwards up to 32, Surah Nisa. The Quran gives various other rights, how to divorce, how to marry, what amount of dower money. One of the important rights is giving the dower money. You see, these sometimes, as we know in the law section, that some sections are misused. We know 498A, those who are from the legal background know, 376, POCSO Act, these are being misused. There is no laws in this world which can correct a man unless he himself or herself from the mind correct herself. So misuse is everywhere. But the problem is that these laws are not being understood by the people. It is understood by the person who is not enough have the knowledge in this subject. He misinterprets this and the people misguided for this. The right regarding, you see, dower money, even in the Supreme Court, 3 or 4 cases I have taken along with, where the wife claimed her dower money. And the Honorable Court, even Delhi High Court, Kerala High Court, given this right of the dower money. Dower money is so beautiful thing that a woman can, at the time of marriage, contact that, yes, you may marry me, but in the return you have to give this amount. The amount is unlimited, she can. When 1937, the Personal Law Application Act, when it was passed, unfortunately the discussion has not been done on it. Innumerable rights is given in Quran. The personal law, when it is implemented, these rights has not been incorporated on it. Because the right, you just see, the right given in the Quran and Ahadith, that is specifically mentioned in various surahs, there is chapters of Quran 4, chapter 5, chapter 2, everywhere the rights are given for the woman. But now the question comes that this personal law, when the rights given in the Quran, at that time the entire world was silent, 1400 years back. Even in you go to Babylonian civilization, the Greek civilization, and the Egyptian civilization, the Chinese civilization, prior to the Arabian civilization, women were used to a tool of enjoyment. In the Babylonian civilization and Greek civilization, husband were given the right to kill even at his sweet will. The Arabian civilization, when the Quran reveals, at that time, the woman, the children, the female children were buried alive. These rights having a plenty of rights embodied in the Quran, this Quran is not studied at all. And those experts in the globally who are interpreting about 72 language explanation and the exegesis of the Quran has been given in 72 languages all over the world. But we, the nation, the first word where started Iqra Bismi Rabbikal Ladhi Khalaq, study in the name of God. This community now never open the Quran in the real sense to understand the right of them and ultimately taking the advantage of the male dominancy. The Quran never says male dominancy. In life of Prophet, peace be upon him, if you just see, even I recollect the comment of George Badashu, what he says. He says that when I study Quran, Islam, it presumes that it is the one of the best religion ever in this world. But when I go through the character of the followers, it seems that it is the worst followers. Why? Even in the right of inheritance, the power spot in our region, even in the Asia, even Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, in India, the male using that is their relationship as a sister, they are not giving the property right to their sister even. What Quran says, in one sense we say that I respect Quran, it is my faith, and in another sense we are not giving the right of the property to our sister. We are cheated from the family. So this kind of, even in the polygamy you see, the ratio of polygamy you see, why polygamy allowed in the Islam? Just a bit earlier, as Sabrina ma'am, that is Mustafa Kamal, and many others have said regarding this. But one thing I want to say, in polygamy you will see, that is right now, there is two life, honorable life and life led by as wishes. In USA only now, 7.8 million female more than male. In Germany, 5 million more than male, as per data. In Russia, 9 million more than male. Now, in India, what happens? We are luckily or lucky, I don't say, it's up to you. But in India, the female ratio is going to lesser than the male ratio because of female infanticide and fratricide. There is a banner, pay 500 and save 5 lakhs. There is a banner in the Rajasthan and that is Karnataka. Just 2 or 3 years this banner has been revoked. You spend 500, detect the female or male child and abort it to save 5 lakhs. This was the mentality of the Indian, we Indian. That's why ratio, as the science is growing, ratio is going down now out of 1000, about 927 or 25 female. This is happening in India. But rest over the world, I am talking of polygamy. Why it is allowed in Quran? The reasoning I am giving. Because in this thing, now suppose my sister stays in America or in Russia. She has the two options. Either she has to accept a husband having another wife to lead an honorable life, or has to be the public property. Although it is harsh to say. Where remains there? So this is the reasoning of given the Quran polygamy on exceptional circumstances. In South Africa, one country, I have got in the news that is law has been passed to marry twice, to have two wives, because of the population problem. These given rights should not be used by the people as their sweet will. And it is but madam, maybe my earlier madam, she said education. Education is only one. Just for the example, I say, one of my neighboring family in my remote house, that is village, only 3 brothers. Out of them, one I used to pay him for study, and accordingly he studied. He married one. He has 2 children. The rest 2 brothers did not study. They have 2, 3 wives, and they have the multiple of children. The education, what impacts that I am saying. Now the reviewing only 2 minutes I am taking, ma'am. Reviewing the Muslim personal law. Now the personal law incorporated from the Quran. Why this personal law still exists? My suggestion would be, because the Muslim personal law taken from there, where multiple rights is given, which even not has come to discussion the paucity of time and cannot express all things. This right, the reviewing of personal law, where you can take personal law? To my suggestion, this act, I am a bit going against of my earlier Najna ma'am. There is personal law which in 1937, this to be modified. Even in the recent 2017, a PIL has been filed before the Supreme Court regarding the repetition of this. The Honorable Supreme Court says that we cannot do it, it left for the legislature to do it. Because they are also jurists sitting there. This personal law should incorporate all the rights given in the Muslim Quran, and this should be affected properly. And the section which are being misused by the male in the name of dominance, that should be restricted. That you cannot do. Even in triple talaq, you see, in 2019 this act, the right, the triple talaq, instant triple talaq has been repealed. But what actually is, that is, there is no system in the Quran. You make it a system, halala, you are misusing the halala. In the Quran, what says in chapter number 2, what says Quran? Just whenever you cannot marry those women whom you divorce unless she is married otherwise. And there is a 2 if. If you can, if that marriage, she takes divorce there. If she agrees thereafter, you can marry. Ultimately, restriction given that you should, before talaq, 100 times you think you are not getting this wife again. This is the basic reason behind it. So I am regarding uniform civil code also. This is not possible in India in hybrid legal systems. Due to time I cannot say regarding this. But in India, even in the Garo Hills here, also the payer, although the petition they filed for their personal laws, even in the Sikh community, Delhi High Court also granted this in their personal laws. This is not possible in India now at the stage unless giving properly discussion with the limited sections of the limited misuse of the respective personal laws, very at males, that can be done. With these few words, I conclude. Thank you.